Sup y'all, it's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about what I think Blizzard could do to make leveling more engaging and also more enjoyable to players, because right now, I don't really think it's either one. Now, the main reason I'm making this video is because recently Blizzard came out with a new Hearthstone promotion event, where if you got level 20 in WoW, I think, you were able to unlock a new hero in Hearthstone, or a hero portrait, or something like that. I have no idea, honestly, I've never played the game. But I know a lot of people, and the real, I guess like the point of me bringing it up in this video is that it brought a lot of new players into World of Warcraft, and I just don't really think a lot of them are going to stay. Now, I also thought that, just a second, guys, fucking moth. Okay, anyway, I also think that, what was I even gonna say? Fuck, they're everywhere. Anyway, I don't really think a lot of these people are going to stay into WoW, and the reason for that is because the leveling experience really isn't very strong. It doesn't keep people engaged. It doesn't, like, keep people, like, wanting to log on the next day and level up even more and more and more and get more things. I don't really think it gives people that same sense of like, I don't know, like, of motivation to keep leveling that it used to, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about why I think that is. Now, the Hearthstone event, I don't really think is going to bring in a lot of new players into the game, in the same way that I think that, remember whenever WoW did the, what is it, the Hearthsteed event, where you were able to win three Hearthstone games, and then you got a new Hearthsteed mount in WoW. I never did it, honestly, but I know a lot of people did, and some of those people, whenever they first played Hearthstone, I know Cora, one of my friends, she actually started playing Hearthstone because of that, and there were a lot of other people who started playing, and that's what got them into the game. Not a lot of the people that started it just for the mount, but some of them, and I think that's really what Blizzard should try and do with the Hearthstone event. But I don't really think the Hearthstone event is going to bring in that many people, but what I do think is important, and what's really the point of this video, is whenever the Warcraft movie comes out, Blizzard said that they are probably going to give out people, like, with the movie ticket, like a starter edition, starter pack, whatever you want to call it, for World of Warcraft that contains all of the expansions up to Warlords of Draenor, and also like probably a month of game time. And at that point, it's going to have a lot of new people coming into the game and wanting to enjoy it and play it and everything else like that. And I think it's very important to make sure that those people who come into the game stay. And I don't really think that the leveling experience, and specifically the leveling experience, really gives people that same, I guess, like, want to keep leveling and keep playing and keep getting into the game. And I think that, honestly, the evidence for that is the fact that I can do the Iron Man challenge. I mean, I can go through pretty much, like, almost, or so far, like, almost all of the entire game with no gear on, basically, except for white level gear. Now, of course, I'm an experienced player, but even, I mean, like, there's, like, 3 buttons, right? It's not like this is rocket science, okay? And so I think that they do need to make leveling more complex, and also add rewards for playing with other people. I think that's what's really important here. Now, I know that I might not really notice. I do want to say one thing, though, is I am a little bit tired. I'm probably not going to be as animated as I was, besides that fucking moth, because I took a nap earlier today, and that nap lasted for 9 hours. And I had planned to get up and get barbecue, and I was going to have such a good day, play Black Desert Online all fucking day, and none of that shit happened. And so here I am making this video, which is something I planned on doing anyway, but I planned on doing it at like 2 a.m. and not 6, which is what it is now. Anyway, I just wanted to say that right now in case I seem a little bit chilled out. It's because I'm pretty tired, so I got up a little bit ago. Anyway, the point that I'm really trying to make here is that, I don't really think that leveling is doing really any favors for the game, and after playing Black Desert, this is like another MMO that I've been playing, made a video review of that a couple of days ago, and I've really enjoyed playing that game, and I think one of the things that it does well, and also one thing that's ironic here, is that one thing that Diablo does well, and a lot of other games do well, is they reward players for playing with other players. World of Warcraft does not reward players for playing with other players, and I don't really think that that's a very good, it's definitely not very good for an MMO. With Black Desert, I probably would have never even hit the level cap, honestly, if I wasn't able to find a guild of people that I was able to interact with. Now, I think that's very similar to a lot of people's experiences with WoW, where they kind of reach a point in the game where they're like, okay, I'm sick of farming bears, or, like, tigers or something like that. I'm just done playing the game because there's nothing really tying me into it. Making a couple of friendships and interacting with people, I think, would I guess, like increase the chance of somebody sticking with and playing the game. And so I think that Blizzard should really focus on making rewards and making incentives for playing with other people throughout your leveling up experience in the game. Now, one of the things that I think they could do is that instead of making people lose experience, because whenever you have 2 players in a party, you only get like 50% of the experience, rather than like each person getting 100% experience, just because that would make sense, right? But at the same time, since there aren't really a lot of people leveling, and it would encourage group play, I think it would also be good for other people, because sometimes, like whenever there's an overpopulated zone, you don't really want to group up with other people because you don't want to split experience. So what I think would be good is that, and they do this in Diablo too, which is surprising to me that they have the same policy, because Blizzard makes both games. They have the same policy, but it's complete, or they have absolutely like completely different policies. And whenever because they used to have this in Diablo 3, whenever monsters would become more powerful and you'd get less experience whenever you played in groups, and then they changed it, and the entire player base got bigger and bigger because they were able to get people who were interacting with each other and making friends and everything else like that. And I think that Blizzard should really focus on doing that in WoW. What I think they should do really is make sure whenever like let's say you group up with somebody in like Westfall or something like that, and you're killing harvest golems, whenever you group up with somebody, you get like a 5% experience bonus. And so it's not really a big deal. And if you have 2 people in the party, that's a 10% experience bonus. And so if you have all 5 people in a party all killing things together, everybody gets full experience, and also you get even more for playing with other people. Now, I don't really see any downsides to this, because honestly, it's not like leveling is any sort of a competitive activity, right? And so most people who are going through it just want to get through it as quickly as they can to an extent, and they also want to interact with other players. Really, Warcraft is focused very much on the end game, like making sure that there's a lot of stuff for people to do whenever they get to 100 or whatever the level cap is, rather than making sure that there's a lot of things for people to do while they get to level to 100. And I do think that that's kind of a mistake in itself, but that's pretty much, that's where we're at right now. So really the main thing is that I do think they should give people an experience bonus for playing with other people, rather than an experience, what is it, like, I don't know, a punishment, I guess. So that's really what it comes down to, is a punishment. Especially because the mobs, it's not like it's going to be you're going to be 2-shot in the mobs anyway, right? So it's not like having another person there is going to just speed things up and you're going to be able to level super fast. Now, the next thing I think they should do is that in Legion, if you guys don't know, they have new scaling technology to where whenever players go into, let's say Stormheim, which is one of the zones in Legion, at level 102, all the mobs in that area are level 102, but whenever they level up to 103, all of the mobs level up with them, so they can keep going through the storylines and keep playing through it and kind of get more immersed in the storyline for that exact area. Now, I think that is a really good idea to an extent. Now, obviously, there should be thresholds. It's not like you should be able to go back and do Westfall quests that are level appropriate at level like 95, but I think that they should do that in the old zones as well, so you're not spending half your time leveling up, running from zone to zone, trying to make sure that you're doing all the quests before you out-level them. I don't really think that's a very good system at all, to be honest. But anyway, that's really another big thing, is I think they should implement that scaling technology for all of the old world zones, and that would also allow people to do the quests that they like to do. I always really like doing the Red Ridge quests, but whenever I basically get to the parts that I really enjoy, I'm already level like 21 or 22, and all the mobs are either gray or green, and so I'd rather just go to Duskwood and finish up there, because staying in Red Ridge would be a waste of time. And I think that finishing up quest lines ever being a waste of time is probably not a very good idea for an MMO. So if they could implement that scaling technology, that would be great. Now, the last thing that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, and this is something that actually used to be in the game, and then they kind of just took it out, is making sure that there are more group quests. And more group quests kind of ties into it, and I think that you guys are starting to realize, and as if it's not obvious already, I've talked about this a million times in my other videos, I think that it's the most important thing in the game for people to interact with other people. I've always used the analogy that I never really remember, when exactly did I kill, Kel'Thuzad for the first time, right? I don't really remember, but if I saw a screenshot of it, I'm not going to remember the day, but I'll remember pretty much every single person that's in that raid. And I think that, making friends and, having those people that you play with really is what kind of keeps people going and keeps people playing the game, even whenever there's not something like a new carrot on a stick for them to farm or a new raid out or anything like that. Game has always had content droughts, but being able to play with your friends has kind of made that a lot easier to hold people over until the next bit of content. And right now I don't really think there's as many things that can kind of like get people to interact with other people and kind of get people out of their shell and interacting and doing things and cooperating and working together with other players. So the last thing I would really say is bring back group quests, and not in the same way that they had them, but more in an adventure, I guess like an adventure mode style, where there are like bounties on different mobs in the areas. They're relatively hard to kill. You'd need at least like 3 or 5 people to kill them, and I don't really know how this would work compared to like an heirloom player or not. I'm not really sure, but the point is making very difficult monsters in the area that are still level appropriate. That if you got a group together, killing that level appropriate monster would give you like maybe like 75 or like an entire level or something like that, and that would allow people to again group up with each other and be able to do that kind of stuff. And I think that would really kind of help people out. And all of these things I don't really think are, and these would be in association, or something, not an association, I guess like added with the quest. And so it's not like you're going to be doing these instead of the quest or anything like that, and it's not like it's really taking any content away. It's just adding more content for people who want to level up in groups, and giving people more rewards for being social in an MMO. And I think that's the main thing that the game's missing right now. And if they don't really have these I guess like these elements in place, I'm worried that whenever the Warcraft movie comes out and people start playing the game for the first time, they'll go through the first like 30 levels just killing everything in 1 or 2 hits, and then they'll get bored because there's no real reason to just keep doing that over and over and over, especially whenever you don't know anybody in the game. And a lot of the graphics and everything is outdated. So one of the main things that's going to keep people in there is meeting other people and playing with other people and interacting with them and getting into guilds and all that kind of stuff. Now, obviously, this isn't for everyone, right? And that's why I'm saying that they shouldn't take anything away. I'm just thinking they should add this for people who want to be social as an added incentive for being social and interacting with other people. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much where I'm coming from. That's what I think. As I said, I'm pretty tired, so if it's not obvious already. So let me know what you guys think. I do think it's really important for Blizzard to revamp the leveling experience and make it engaging for people, and just kind of, I don't know, just make it fun again, really. And I just don't really think it does that. So let me know if you guys have any ideas. I know that Blizzard, they always do watch, they probably do watch these videos, not like every video, of course, but if a video gets a lot of attention, like probably over 100,000 or 200,000 views or something like that, I would be surprised if nobody at Blizzard saw it or at least had any sort of an idea that it existed, because, I do think that they might not really always listen to the community, or they might not always do what the community wants, but I think that they're always listening. So that's really why I make these videos. That's why I give my feedback, because what else really can I do? It's not like I work there or anything. So I make videos and I talk about what I think would make the game better. So that's pretty much all I got. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.